But let's get to the news on IPCA. The US FDA has raised a lot of issues around their plan. Sarabjit Kour Nangra of Angel Broking joins us on the phone line for a quick check. Sarabjit, of course, the stock is down very sharply in trade today, down 4.5%. How bad is it looking for IPCA? Because how serious are the allegations the US FDA has made?
The allegations are definitely not that serious, but yeah, they are quite a few bit of them. So I think even if they are not very, very serious in nature, they will take quite a IPCA's time in resolving it. So I guess the timelines have increased with respect to IPCA, and but the only saving grace with IPCA is that its domestic is almost 50%, and US is hardly 20% of the exports, and the thing is that 50% of its domestic markets are doing fairly well. Even in this quarter, if you leave out the extraordinaries, the IPCA had done an OPM of around 16-17% just because on back of its domestic doing fairly well. So I think that's a saving grace for IPCA, and so not denying that if US will do well, their profitability will shoot up, but I guess they will have to wait now at least for 1.5 years before things get resolved, and in a full manner. So I guess timelines have increased with respect to IPCA, and the company expects that probably it will be FY18 before they see some stability happening there.
Okay, the specific concerns have been on the Ratlam facility, the Pithampur facility and the Piparia facility. Can you give us a sense of how important these facilities are in terms of US exports?
See, as I said, US is not a big portion, but since it is also one of the profitable, because for the key molecules, it has quite a bit of good market share for its molecules. And API is definitely a higher share. That's why Ratlam plays a bigger role. Otherwise, that's the reason Ratlam is key. Otherwise, other facilities do not contribute that significantly.
Okay. I'm going to ask you, this is the latest in a whole lot of problems. You had DRL's numbers yesterday, Sarabjit, and obviously the problems have just been exaggerated, and it is evident in the numbers as well. What is your outlook on the pharma sector right now? Because we have Cipla's numbers out also today. So what's your, outlook for pharma given this huge cloud of US FDA?
See, US FDA is something which every company goes through, just a matter of fact that sometimes they clear it, sometimes they get entangled in various issues. So these are event risks which you can't call. So we have taken a definite view that whenever the stock is near fair value or near valuations which are higher, we don't tend to recommend such stocks, because they always have, and the US is a major source of revenue for most of the pharma companies now, barring few mid-caps like IPCA, which are not heavily dependent so much on US. So to that extent, we believe that that's a safe place to play. But coming on pharma now, most of the stocks have actually corrected, if I have to see large caps, barring few like Lupin, which is getting expensive day by day because other companies are facing troubles in US FDA. But I think I don't would like to divert from my thesis that this risk is common to the sector. It sometimes tend to materialize for some companies. So in case of Lupin, I would not like to ascribe a premium just because its facilities are clear now and it has a remedy or a relief rally for next 2 years or so. So I believe that investors should look into stocks which are currently going through USFDA issues, because the valuations have corrected significantly there. Case in point being Dr. Reddy's, Ipca Labs, Cipla also to some extent have corrected. Aurobindo without any USFDA issue but still has corrected. So these are the stocks, even Cadila is giving decent upsides after the news has come in. So I guess these all provide good upsides. So it's better to get into these stocks rather than get into Lupin, which is getting expensive day by day. So and even Sun Pharma has a decent upside of 8 to 10%. So I guess it's better to utilize these opportunities to get into such stocks from long-term investments, because these issues get ironed out in, say, 1 or 2 years. And pharma and a diversified company can always come out with decent numbers once the base factor is out, because the other pillars are pretty strong. Like in Dr. Reddy's, we have seen that US strong except for Russia, where they faced drawback because of the currency effect.
Sure, Sarabjit.
Diversified business at a decent valuation makes any sense anyway.
Okay, fair enough, Sarabjit. That's an outlook on the pharma sector, but that's a wrap also on Market Guru. But we have a very, very special show for you up next. Our big exclusive today, we get you the big budget bet. Madhusudan Kela, a man who doesn't need any introduction, will be face to face with Ramdev Agarwal.